I'm glad Brewery still says we. What do you mean? What do you mean you're glad that I still say we? You mean like as in I still consider myself a part of the World of Warcraft community? Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to change. Like World of Warcraft in a lot of ways got me started even with content creation. Like I hope people don't forget that. Like I started content creation because of World of Warcraft because I wanted to teach people how to tank. That was how I got started. I'll never forget that. And I'll never forget the impact that Blizzard as a company has had on me with me basically like even taking computer science due to the fact that I was so in love with the games that Blizzard was doing. I wanted to potentially one day go to work at Blizzard. Nowadays, it's like I'm happy I never got the chance to, which is never the way that you should feel. Like imagine being happy that you never got a chance to work at the company that you thought was going to be your dream job. Like, it's just not a good feeling, right? And at the end of the day, look, nostalgia is one hell of a drug, man. Is that's one of the things that has been really going through my mind, which is like I want to be excited for World of Warcraft again. I really do. I would love to be able to be excited for it. But it's like the more I think about it, the more I feel like, well, if I do get excited, it's a bad thing because then my expectations will rise and I'm not allowed to have expectations for this video game, which is just if you really think about it, and when I say I'm not allowed, like, of course I'm allowed if I want to, but what I mean is like I shouldn't have expectations for it. And I should be very careful about influencing people about trying it out. Like if you think about it, how many people did I get into Shadowlands because I was doing Shadowlands content? Like how would I feel about, like, let's say if I even got like 100 people hooked on Shadowlands who then got fucked in the ass by Blizzard? How do you think that feels for me as a content creator? It feels terrible. It feels fucking terrible. So of course I'm scared of even showing the least bit of excitement for Dragonflight because how am I going to feel if I get people to play Dragonflight, then turns out nothing's really changed and it's all fucking PR and bullshit, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't even believe it that much because I think that Dragonflight's been going through not a particularly good development cycle if you take into consideration that it's been being developed during the time through which Blizzard has been dealing with this fucking completely shit show of a lawsuit where people were constantly saying, oh, we're not even able to work on the game because nobody feels good about working on the game, right? Like, what do you mean? Of course I'm scared of influencing people. Isn't that weird? I still get Warrior tank guides from what feels like ages ago. Yeah, I did those tanking guides. I love those. Those were amazing. It's like I've been thinking about doing something similar to that for 14, but the thing is, there's already people who are doing them better than I ever could. I think I did one. Didn't I do one? Was it for tanking? I think I might have done one. I did one for control, for sure. And I think I did one for tanking as well. That's why our content creator, not an influ- I did a healer video. Shut the fuck up, dude. We don't talk about the healer video. We don't talk about the healer video, right? When I was a kid in 4th or 5th grade for a class project, we had to do a career day, and I did mine as working for Blizzard on Diablo IP. Dude, see? That's exactly it. Diablo IP is another one, dude. It's like, that's why pay to win fucking ruins games. It fucking ruins them. And nobody can ever convince me otherwise. Like, pay to win just flat out ruins games. Because I want to be excited for Diablo Immortal. I really do. But it's like, I don't want to be fucking spinning slot machines to get my gear. Like, what the fuck is that? You know? What the fuck is that? I don't want to spin a slot machine. That's not what I want to do. It's just not the thing. Like, what are we doing? But that's essentially what Diablo is going to be like. It's going to be a fucking slot machine, and it's going to be a very heavily skewed slot machine towards getting you to get into the auction, not auction house, but like the real money store or whatever. That's what it's going to be, Diablo Immortal. It's because we've already seen the video on stream the other day. I haven't uploaded it to the channel yet, but I will. But it's just, I mean, by the time, if this ever goes to the channel, by the time it reaches there, it'll probably be uploaded. But, you know, that's just the thing. Think back in the day, right? Think back in the day. Hell, even think now in Final Fantasy XIV, right? For instance, you see somebody in a raid, and you see, oh my god, this dude's like fucking look at the damage this guy's pumping, dude. This dude's insane, and you know that that is purely based on skill, and that there is no pay to win in this player because it's just skill that you need in order to be able, like, you look at the videos, right? You look at the videos for the ultimate clears and whatnot. Let's not talk about add-ons. Let's talk about people that are doing it without add-ons, right? Because I don't want to bring add-ons into this. But let's say you see an ultimate clear from a player that is, you know, just like thrashing the boss repeatedly, performing mechanics flawlessly, and he's just like greeting every possible mechanic in existence without getting punished for it. Like, you're watching that video and you're like, oh my god, dude, this dude really knows how to play the fucking game. This is awesome. Back in the day in World of Warcraft, you could kind of feel like that as well. Before the WoW token was implemented, you'd go in there and you'd see somebody in a dungeon just like, you know, pumping numbers, popping off, dealing fuck tons of damage, hard carrying the group. You'd be like, fuck yeah, that's a good... Or even like somebody just healing, keeping everybody alive through mistakes that people are doing. Like, holy shit, dude, this guy's like a god tier healer. It's amazing. Right? And if you put that into a pay-to-win scenario, which World of Warcraft effectively is right now, you're left wondering, okay, so does this guy actually knows what he's doing? Or is he just like, did he buy a bunch of WoW tokens and now his gear is hardcore carrying him? You look at Lost Ark, for instance, and sure, part of it I'm sure will be players' skill and whatnot, but a big part of Lost Ark, I would argue, is actually, okay, how much whaling have you done in this game? Right? And that's kind of like the problem that we have nowadays with these pay-to-win games. I mean, maybe it's not even a problem. For some people, they're like, well, why do I care? And it's like, well, the reason I care is because I always thought that was a cool thing. Like, you'd see somebody popping off, like doing some really crazy shit, and you're like, oh man, I want to do what that guy's doing when I level up and when I learn how to play the game, when I learn how to do things properly. And the more you think about it, there are fewer and fewer online games where that is the case. And unfortunately, Diablo Immortal, in my opinion, is going to be one of those games. And to be honest, I feel like Diablo 4 is going to be the exact same thing. I feel like Diablo 4 is going to be like, if I really look deep inside and I think about, okay, is Diablo 4 going to be pay to win? Like, my gut feeling tells me, yeah. I mean, why not? That's what Blizzard's been doing. Any game that includes any form of grinding, they've been making these, oh, you pay for the convenience. Oh, you pay for convenience. Like, you look at Shadowlands, and your legendaries are directly tied with your ability or inability of getting gold. Which, you know, oh, you're having problems getting gold? Buddy, that's fine. We got this service called the WoW token. And some people might think, oh, that's some sanctimonious bullshit or whatever. It's like, who cares, and just play the game. And it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess people nowadays mostly don't care because everybody just kind of accepts it and nobody even wants to talk about it. But it's something that I used to think was cool. It's something that I have really fond memories of when I was younger. You know, of playing these online video games and seeing players that were good. Like, look at the personalities that were around back then. And I'm not saying that all of these were amazing players, but like, you look at Swifty, you look at Athene, and, you know, I don't... Athene was more like a meme than anything. Now there's the Athene cult and all that bullshit slang. Jesus Christ. But it's like, if you think back in the day, Athene still did grind like PvP and whatnot. And he must have been decent because he still had like, I think he had good ratings in PvP, right? I mean, it's been a long time and I'm an old man. But like, you had these personalities that would grow out of these interactions in the game, right? And that was cool. Diablo 4 will be pay to win 100%. There's no way it won't be. Yeah, I've bought Shadowlands. When I reached land I really wanted to see, I've quit because I felt like I could go on anymore. Like, if I do one more quest, I'll vomit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. And that's the reason why we gotta temper our expectations. He's legit a creepy cult leader now. I'm not so sure about that. I feel like a lot of people monetized his apparent downfall, but I don't know, dude, because I don't know too much about it. One thing's for sure, say what you will, Athene took on a lot of valid causes, like back when we were fighting for net neutrality and whatnot. And it's just, everybody forgets about it now, right? nobody cares because it's just easier to see, oh, he's a fucking cult leader. Oh my God. But like, people don't even remember that back in the day, Athene was like on the forefront fighting for net neutrality. Like, he and his girlfriend were doing like crazy shit and all kinds of viral promotional campaigns to promote net neutrality. Nowadays, nobody fucking remembers. It's that same old saying of like, you could literally cure cancer, but if you suck off a horse, you're a horse dick sucker for life. Like, that's it. You could literally have cured cancer, but if you suck a horse's dick, you're a horse dick sucker for life. Cult leader is way more interesting, let's be real. No, it's not, because if you go and see the amount of people that are watching him now, it's not that much. Or the other way around. Yeah, you can suck off a horse and then cure cancer. You're still going to be a horse dick sucker for life. It's like... Oh, man. But it definitely makes me sad. It definitely makes me sad that nowadays, like, my kids will never have that experience. That's one of the really sad things, right? If you think about it, your kids are never going to have that experience because, like, everything is different now. Nobody cares. The people just look up to, you know, influencers and whatnot, and oh my God, streamer X or whatever. It's not even about encountering somebody in the game and seeing what that person is doing in the game and, you know, recognizing that person's skill. It's about watching some random streamer opening fucking loot boxes or rolling on gear stats or whatever the fuck with real money and just saying, oh my God, look at that. He fucking, oh man, he upgraded his item level to fucking 25. He's going to be fucking unstoppable now. It's like, motherfucker, fine, I guess. You know, it's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But that's where we're headed. That's what it is. It is what it is.